Okay, as usual, I start the review, or I start tests usually with multiple choice. So here's a perfect example of multiple choice. So what you're going to do is, I don't need you to solve the system. One of the answers is in here, but I need you to show me work. So I'm going to take this, plug it into X, take this, plug it into Y, take this, plug it into Z. So I get 5 plus 16 plus 15. Does that equal 29? It doesn't, so it's not the first one. So now I do the second one, but I plug in 0, 6, and -1. Oh, it's -29. Even better. So that's 0, -24 minus 5 is -29. It doesn't mean this is the answer. It just means this works for this one. So now I have to try this one and see if it works as well. So I get -6 minus 4 equals -10. It works for that one. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see that. So now I'll try for the third one. I don't want to get this one wrong. I'm pretty sure it's correct. Oops. Zoom out a little bit. -5 times 0 minus 2 times, oops. Yeah, 6 plus -1 equals -13. You can't see it again. So that's -12 minus 1 is -13. So now I'm good to go. The answer is B. This question will be worth 3 points. If you just circle B and I don't see any of this, then I think you just guessed or looked at your neighbors. So make sure you show me your work. Okay. Let's go down to this one. It says find the product. So it looks like it's a little bit of review, but it's just using variables instead of numbers. When you're doing things like this, make sure you write it alphabetically. A comes before V in the alphabet. R comes before T. None of those are similar, so just write it in order. A's come before R's, which is why that came first. Okay. So I need to factor this and get it to look like this. So this reminds me of 3a squared minus 7a plus 2. Now, when I'm doing this 3a and a. My only options are 2 and 1. I know the 2 goes here and the 1 goes here. I also know that 2 negatives make a positive. So when I'm looking over here, I know that's not a possible answer. That's a good elimination so far. The next thing I notice is my A's and B's are on the front end, which means nothing should be on the back end. That one's out. Okay. I know that the 3 goes with the 1, but this says the 3 goes with the 2, so that one's out. And let's make sure. Half of 6 is 3, half of 2 is 1. This is the answer. All right. So this one I'm going to have to solve on a separate piece of paper. This one will be a workout. This one will be worth a lot of points. I feel like 8 or 9 points.
Good morning, ECV. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
All right, so I rewrote the problem. This is E1, E2, E3. It doesn't matter what variable you solve for. I'm going to solve for X, or eliminate X, I should say. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to go E1 minus E2. Now, be careful about that, because you want to go X minus X. That's gone. But 3 minus -2, 5y. -6 minus -1, -5z. 4 minus -1 is equal to 5. So I did E1 and E2. Now I'm going to do, let me call that A. Now I'm going to do E2 plus E3. So that means I'm going to multiply this by -4. So -4x plus 8y plus 4z equals 4. Add to eliminate. 9y plus 2z equals 20. All right, I have A and I have B. So now I'm going to go 5y minus 5z equals 5, 9y plus 2z equals 20. I'm going to choose to eliminate the z because one of them is already negative. So I'm going to give this a 2. And I'm going to give this a 5. Make sure to multiply it to everything. Okay, that's gone. 55y equals 110. Divide by 55. Good sign. I got a whole number. It doesn't mean I'm correct, but it's definitely more likely, okay? So now that I got my y, I'm going to take this, and because I feel like it, I'm going to plug it into this one. So 9 times 2 plus 2z equals 20. Subtract 18. 2z equals 2, divide by 2. Z equals 1. Okay, I got y. I got z. Now I'm going to take these two, and I'm going to go back to my original. I'm going to pick the first equation because I feel like it. So I'll use this one. Let me rewrite it. So I don't know my x. My y is 2. My z is 1. X plus, sorry about that. X plus 6 minus 6 equals 4. X equals 4. Okay. I know that for now, this is what I'm going to write. Then at the end of my test, when I have time, I'm going to check my answers. I'm going to check my answer by plugging it in. So here was my answer here. 4, 2, 1. So let's see. 4, 3 times 2 is 6. 4 plus 6 is 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. Minus 1. Perfect. 16 plus 2 is 18. 18 minus 2 is 16. Now I know that I'm good to go. Okay? All right. This one is going to be worth some points as well, because what I'm going to need you to do for this problem, let me zoom it in a little bit, is you need to do each one of these and figure out which one of them will give you negative 47. Okay? So this will be, even though, quote, it's multiple choice, there will be a lot of work that's required. So let's start with A. So what this means is you're taking the negative 3, putting it in for G, then taking this negative 14, and it goes in for F. I can tell it's a big number, so that one's out. That's a big positive number, so that one's out, so it's not A. I don't need you to give me the exact value if you can show me reasonably that when you go negative 14 squared, it's 196 times 2. You're not going to get negative 47. But you got to show me enough work to make that reasonable. This time it's saying take this negative 3 and put it in for F. Oh, and that was cubed even. That's crazy. Okay. So negative 3 goes in for F. So I'm going to go 2 times negative 3 cubed minus 1. Do the exponent first. Negative 3 cubed means negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3, which is negative 27 minus 1. 2 times negative 27 is negative 54 minus 1 is negative 55. Close, but no. So it's not B. C. This is saying take negative 3, put it in for F. And we know that's negative 55. And then you have to take it and put it in for F again. So now I'm going to go 2 times negative 55 cubed minus 1. That is a big negative number. That one's out. Hopefully one of them works. By the way, more than one could work, but maybe only one's going to work. I'm going to take negative 3, put it in for G. Then take that again and put it in for G. You're right, it does equal negative 47. So boom, the answer is D. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. So when I go to the next one, it looks like what they want me to do is find the value of K. So since K is over there, I'm not even going to deal with it. I'm going to deal with what I can handle, which is the right side. So when I box this out, I get x squared plus 3x plus 2. And then underneath that, I'm going to add x squared minus 9x minus 58. Add them up. 2x squared minus 6x minus 56. Now we're trying to find the value of K, which means we're solving, which means we can get rid of things if we need to. I see all of these are divisible by 2, so I divide. And then I go, this is really interesting, because if I factor this, two numbers that multiply to get 28 and add to get -3 are -7 and 4. Now I feel like I went as far as I could. Let's look at the left side. You know that 2 I divided out over here? Oh, that's right there. See the x minus 7 that's right there? Oh my gosh, there it is. And then that means that if I have x plus k and I have x plus 4, k equals 4. Okay? So take care of the right side, simplify it as much as you can, then do some comparisons to see what are equal so you can narrow down what k is. All right, let's go to the next one. Create an equation. Okay, I can do that. Do the opposite, plus, do the opposite, equals, that's the, oh, I messed with you a little bit. I said the diameter was 12. They don't want the diameter there, they want the radius. So the radius is 6, but you have to square it, which is 36. That's the equation. Let's graph it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I have to go right 6, I have to go up 6, I have to go down 6, I have to go left 6. So I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Left 6, and then down 6. Did I do that right? I think so. Oops, I think I'm off one. It's right there. Now I make my circle. The last thing I want is I wanted you to state the vertices. Okay. Now, options are, after you graph it, you can just look at it. But for me, it just seems easier to do this. If I'm going left 6, so I'm going -6, and I'm going right 6. So that means one of my values is -10, 2. My other value is, wait, did I do that right? Nope, I did it backwards. Okay, let's try this again. So this is 4, 2. So then 4 minus 6 is -2. 4 plus 6 is +10. Now I'm going to take over here and I'm going to go plus 6. Keep that as it is. And then I'm going to go minus 6, which is -4. Some of you go, what did she just do? I just figured out those points that you just graphed right there. Okay, last one. So we have this last problem on the page. You can choose to graph it first or solve it algebraically. I prefer to solve it algebraically. But since I know I'm going to be graphing, and this is a line, I know I'm going to need to solve for y, so I won't solve for x in this instance. First, subtract 5x. 4y equals -5x. -5x. Divide by 4. Y equals -5/4 x. I will use this later, but for now I'm going to take this and I'm going to plug that right into my y. So I'll come over here, x squared plus, parentheses, -5/4 x squared equals 41. X squared plus, square the top, square the bottom, x squared equals 41. I don't like fractions, so the way to get rid of a fraction is multiply everything by 16. I end up with 16x squared, plus 25x squared equals whatever 41 times 16 is. That's 656. These are the same, put them together. Solve by dividing by 41. And I know it's 16 because 41 times 16 is 656. Square root. I get two answers. One of them will be +4. One of them will be -4. Now I'm going to take this 4, plug it in to my x. And so over here I'll show my work. 5 times 4 plus plus 4 y equals 0, ... y equals -5. You can do that on your own. Then take the -4, plug that in, and you end up getting 5. They're related. So we know algebraically that's the answer. Now I'm going to solve it graphically. First I'll solve this one. I'll do it in pink. So I go up nothing, down 5, right 1, 2, 3, 4. Make it perfect. So I'm going to go up 5 and left 4. And now I have the line.